Flashy edits and crazy transitions. Is that really the key to success on YouTube? Spoiler alert, it's not. And in this video, we'll be looking at an editing style that is recently been resurfacing and slowly starting to take over YouTube. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Chad with Taja, the AI tool for YouTube that helps creators like you grow successful YouTube channels. Now, we've all seen them. Those videos with wild edits and rapid cuts that feels like you're on a sugar rush when you're actually watching the video. That is called retention editing. And retention editing is all about maximizing viewer retention, which is the fancy word for how long somebody actually watches your video. So the higher your retention for a particular video, the better that video will perform in YouTube's algorithm, which will lead to more views and, at the end of the day, a happier you. And videos that use retention editing may grab someone's attention for a second, but for most viewers, this style is actually becoming very exhausting. And this style of editing also poses some issues for creators, one major one being that it misses out on creating an emotional connection between the creator and the viewer. And isn't that what YouTube creators actually want? Authenticity and connection? Think about it. How can you truly create a connection with your viewers if your edits are so over the top yet your video actually has no substance? Building a loyal community requires authenticity, and it's hard to do that if you create videos that just scream, "Look at me," instead of "This is my message." And I know this may seem a little blunt, but this style of editing has become more of a distraction for viewers, and creators are starting to use it as some kind of hack to replace poor content. And a few problems that retention editing can cause for creators are that it is not at all a sustainable way to produce content, because it simply takes way too long to create these types of videos. Plus, to do it properly, it is a whole new skill set on its own. And because it's become so popular across the platform, your videos could just end up looking like everyone else's, which is not an ideal recipe if your goal is to stand out on YouTube. And finally, this style of editing could end up in you attracting a younger audience. And if you don't believe me, go watch an episode of Cocomelon. Notice how every 4 to 7 seconds there is some kind of visual change on the screen, and that is because they are catering towards the lower attention span of younger audiences. So I'm not saying that this is all bad, because retention editing can work for your channel depending on who your audience is. So what is this new editing style? Well, it's not necessarily new. It's more like a cycle of viewer preferences from the past are starting to show up again. Do you remember the early days of YouTube when videos were a lot simpler, yet creators still managed to blow up on the platform and still thrive? Why did this happen? Because the focus was on the content itself and not on the editing bells and whistles. And even if you look at some of the newer up and coming YouTubers that have adopted this new style of editing, like Dina Lu, who does self-development content, Life of Rizza, who does lifestyle content, or Daniel Fazio, who does internet marketing, their editing feels like a conversation, not a roller coaster. And even though these channels range across different niches, one thing that they all have in common is the editing style. They make viewers feel as if they are having a one-on-one intimate conversation with a friend. So how can you start adopting this to your channel's content? Well, let your content be the star, not the editing. And you can enhance your message by adding clean cuts or using text overlays only when you're trying to highlight specific or important or key points of your video and what you're talking about. And then for graphics, only throw in a couple here and there. That's it. That's really all you need. You don't need to put in a visual change every 4 to 7 seconds just because. And your music should complement your video's vibe, not overpower it. So if you are speaking in your video, turn your music way down. And for sound effects, you don't need a different sound effect for every different point or every different ding in your video. Dial back on that too. The key with this editing style is to keep things simple. Something to remember is that retention editing is powerful, but it's not magic. So don't sacrifice good quality content for flashy tricks. Remember that great videos offer value. Whether you are entertaining, inspiring, or educating, you are creating content for your audience, so your editing style should also fit what your audience enjoys. For example, gamers might enjoy something with a faster pace, while vlog viewers might enjoy something a little more chilled. So prioritize authenticity by becoming a better storyteller. That's how you're going to create content that resonates, that builds a community, and that leaves a longer lasting impact on your audience. Retention editing is a tool, not a crutch. So use it to enhance your videos, not to replace the good content that you're capable of making. And personally, I love the resurgence of this new style of editing that's making its way back onto YouTube. But we'd love to hear what you think as well. Is retention editing becoming a little bit exhausting for you to watch when it comes to YouTube? Or do you actually enjoy all of that overstimulation? If you are a creator, will you be using this new style of simplified editing in your content coming up? Let us know. And if you found this video useful, valuable, or informative, we would highly appreciate it if you could leave it a thumbs up. Also, if you want to stay up to date with all of the latest content that will be coming up on this channel, remember to hit that subscribe button and enable the notifications so you will know the very moment we upload a new video to the channel. Keep creating, keep growing, and I'll catch you in the next video.